the one that we were talking about for indigo and and the printing. Mr. Rajiv Swarup, the Additional Chief Secretary for Industries, and Mr. Meena, who is the Commissioner for Industries. Very, very good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really pleased to be here with you today after almost 3.5 years. I remember being here with you the very, very beginning, when many guests had come, and then you had a big, big celebration, not exactly here, but under a tent, with the factory just taking off. And it was a celebration that we still remember. The lunch was wonderful, and then after that, the celebrations here were also terrific, and I got to meet the first lady who had begun, what was the name? Jasudevi. The first lady who had begun in the engineering, yes, in the welding department. I had the pleasure of meeting with her, and I remember it was a great pleasure. Since then, and I'm coming back now after that 3.5 years, this place has grown. It's looking beautiful. So first of all, I have to compliment you and everybody who has worked on this. It's just not a shop floor, and it's just not a factory. It's much more than that. From what I see, from what I hear, and from first of all, it's an enjoyable experience to come. Normally, you don't want to go to factories. But your gardens are absolutely stunning. I've just asked for the name of whoever it is who's been working on it, because I think that government could also do with some good and experts. So I'm looking forward to that. But since then, I see that not only have you grown, but you've really firmly established yourself on the Rajasthan scene. This investment that you were talking about, Lord Bamford, the number of people working, and the fact that there's a huge amount of goodwill that you have, not just here in Jaipur, but also across the country, and we know it's abroad, but across the country, particularly in these popular brands of earth-moving and construction equipment, worldwide of course, but here, definitely. This basically speaks volumes for the advanced levels of manufacturing, the great attention to detail and quality control, and the excellent after-sales service that everyone talks about. This is something that the company offers. No one can take that away from you. And it is something that actually bolsters up this very important image of the company. It is no wonder that you have, in just this country, sold more than 100,000 JCB machines, and that's a large number. I understand when you tell me that you already have a unit that operated in Vallabhgarh, and now you're redoing the whole thing, that you have one, not just one, but 3 of them working in Pune, and that Jaipur was your latest, and that you're now expanding, because I see that from the previous acreage you've moved on to consolidate yourselves a little further. And so from all of this, I see that, and we did a small back of the envelope calculation and discovered that out of every 2 construction equipment sold in the country, 1 happens to be a JCB product. That's a fact. And that's actually fantastic, and I need to congratulate you for that. So I checked and I saw that another 44 acres of land means another beautiful building, more work, more people working with you, more women getting opportunities. And the Mahindra World City, SEZ, which is looking really nice now. And I remember when we first bought it, it was very sad looking, but slowly but surely the greens are happening, the factories are happening, there's life happening, and I believe that this is going to be an area of great importance in time to come in Jaipur, for Jaipur. So as far as we're concerned, it is our job to make it as possible to provide you with the infrastructure support in terms of all the connectivities and the customized packages under the RIPS schemes that we have. So you told us that you are already manufacturing things like the backhoe loaders and the skid steers, loaders and the mini excavators. And then you also showed us that you are coming in with 3 additional products like the wheel loaders, the compactors and the load alls very soon to be fabricated in this facility. And there is an additional investment of some 250 crores which will reinforce that made in Rajasthan part of this factory. That makes us also very proud. And the moment I walked in and saw that logo right in front of us, so beautifully done in orange and black, so striking, and it said so boldly, made in Rajasthan, that I don't think there's anyone from Rajasthan who wouldn't stop for a minute, think about it and feel proud. So thank you. Thank you very much. So it isn't easy to connect with the fact that these macho, so-called earth-moving equipment are primarily manufactured by women. So I have always said that the power of women of this country needs to get acknowledged. Along with the men, women are also making these enormous contributions to the nation's growth, and their achievements have always made us very, very proud. So whether it's in sports, whether it's in finance, whether it's in manufacturing, whether it's in any one of these other areas, academics, medicine, any of these, our women are the best, if I might say so myself. And in JCB itself, 1/4 of the workshop and the workforce is women. And on the shop floor, as you just told us, and I do like repeating it, and I will tell, I don't know how many more people about this, 30% of the workers are women. And as you said to me, Vipinji, not so long ago, told me that there were some new just come in. But I'm happy to see that some of them are already in supervisory roles. So they have, in the 3.5 years, moved up and will continue to do so if I know our women. So thank you, JCB, for believing in the women of Rajasthan. Thank you very much. Investments such as these are very, very important for the state. And the number of livelihoods that is catalyzed is extremely high. And our government has always expressed its faith in this, in part, as I said even last time, if you remember, it's very, very important for us to have that commitment to each other and to the partnership that this represents. Our pre-electoral promise, and that was last time, so I'm not talking about this one, was of providing 15 lakh jobs in 5 years. It was pretty well thought out because up to now we've been able to give more than 13.5 lakh jobs, and they include some 1.8 lakh jobs of government. But these are not just direct employment, but as we talked at lunch, these investments help to stimulate and also to bring in innumerable indirect employment opportunities. Because there's a lot of them that will come anyway, wherever you go. So this also helps our growth trajectory and contributes to the welfare of the state. If you remember last time, I said I was very lucky, and I was going to the UK shortly after that, and I said I was very lucky that I had a brand ambassador of this particular standing. Not every state has the opportunity, not every state can actually access that, and it's a great pleasure for me to be able to say to people around me that I have this very, very powerful brand ambassador that is going to be able to take the name of Rajasthan across the world. And you've just done that by presenting that prize in Delhi for Indian literature and connecting it with the Jaipur Literature Festival. I want to thank you all for having remembered that this is one of the most powerful ways that we have been able to make contacts and connections outside of Jaipur and Rajasthan. And the number of people that come and the number of people that enjoy this, not just from the world, not just from outside Rajasthan, but the number of young people that have involved themselves in the festival have actually made this into a really, really stimulating affair. And the fact that you've connected with it, and you've connected with it on a level that I think we will all understand, and really thank you for. The fact that you've connected at every regional language level, that you're looking not only to make a prize or give a prize to the person who has written in those, but that you have taken the trouble to think that perhaps this could be something that could be enjoyed by the rest of the world. So the translation of this also deserves a prize. And that you have gone out of your way to put that onto the list is something that I really, really appreciate and want to thank you for on all our behalf. I will look forward to seeing JCB make a huge splash in next year's Jaipur Literature Festival. I know that this is going to happen, and I'm really looking forward to this. I also want to thank you very much because of what Lady Bamford is setting out to do. I know that this is not a very well-known subject, but the fact that you have taken it upon yourself not just to produce a factory, but that your love for this country has actually taken it one step further to see what is it that are the crafts of this. Can research be done in those, and can people be made to go back to their crafts, and can the state and of course the country become proud of that craft again? I thank you because I believe we require all the help to be able to bring these back from the edges, and that she's setting out to do this is something that I really appreciate, and I want to thank you very much for. I would like very much to thank her. Would you please do that on all our behalf? Thank you very, very much. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the JCB management for stamping with great authority Make in Rajasthan, that brand, in the field of heavy machinery. I am sure I have read everywhere, Make in India, Make in this state, Make in that state. But this one particularly makes me proud when I read Make in Rajasthan, Made in Rajasthan. And I know that this is something that we can be hugely proud of. I remember last year you had those earth-moving equipments, dance to music, which was a rather unusual thing. I don't know how many, I'm sure of course all of you know about it. I don't know about it. I think the next year, Rajasthan Divas, will you remember? I think JCB should put up a show. When we do Rajasthan Divas, it is the day that we celebrate in the whole of this state. That 7 divisional headquarters, we try to get them to send up their floats. And then we have a chief guest, and then we celebrate that with great gusto on what we call our Rajpath, which is just in front of the legislative building. That's all lit up and it's beautiful. We have the dancing horses, and we have aircrafts, and we have the dancing camels. But I think that perhaps it might be a good idea to tell Rajasthan that we're now taking them into the new age of technology. If the JCB's dance to music, it hasn't happened before in any other part of this country. We know about it because we were privileged to see it last year. But what about it? It's a suggestion, and I think that people would love to see something like this because nobody has seen it. So I am sure that the success of JCB in Rajasthan stands out as a case study in how government and private investments can work together. And it's all about working together. Our Rajasthan, in Rajasthan actually, we are a very, very proud people. Sometimes people call us difficult. But the fact is that we're a very proud people. But we're also very, very proud of our partners. And on this occasion, I'd just like to say to JCB, I wish you the very, very best. Please continue to grow with us. Because side by side, we can make Rajasthan happy. So thank you very, very much for being here, being supportive, for allowing us to know and be proud of our own talents, of getting those women out, showing everybody that they can be as good, if not better, given the opportunity. Thank you again for everything. And thank you for believing in us and our pride. Thank you very, very much for having me here with you.